The Genshin Anniversary. How do I even encapsulate this one? I've been trying to avoid talking about this because as somebody who creates content that requires a little bit of hype and secrecy myself, I wanted to see what Mihoyo would do. Maybe they were keeping something hush-hush up until the final moment to really, really surprise the fans. But it seems like they didn't really have any of that. Ever since we got the last reward in the player mail, it just seems like they didn't really expect to give the player base anything.
What? But I...
And I've been a really big supporter and defender of Mihoyo's actions for quite a while. I do think they've been very, very generous in the game so far, but I do feel that they really did hurt the perception that they have with their player base. And I want to talk a little bit about that, about what they could have done without putting too much effort in to really have made a lot of people happy. They're not going to make everybody happy, that much is obvious, but with the amount of effort they put into their content, I can definitely also see the 1-year anniversary being something on the back burner that they didn't really have a lot of time to focus on. So let's kind of talk about it real quick. I know a lot of people are disappointed about it, and after watching that concert, it's really awesome. After getting all the anniversary rewards, I still have to agree with the player base though that it is disappointing. So it's not so much about the inherent value of what we got, which is essentially a glorified 20 pool, but I think it's more about the thoughtlessness behind the gift. If it was up to me and I had to half-ass an anniversary reward, you know what I would do as an individual? I would say you get a daily 10 pool up until the next patch. For Genshin Impact, I would have to say for the standard banner, because thinking about it, you know, it would be cool to roll on Kokomi, but the idea would be that a new player joining Genshin Impact for the first time because of the anniversary would then be able to maybe get a character that they can build early on in the game, and so on and so forth. So not only is it a reward for old players, but it's a reward for new players as well, who may not want Kokomi. And this would essentially guarantee everybody gets 2 Chi-Chis during their anniversary, and everyone would be happy. At least I would be really happy, because I have a C6 Raiden Shogun and a C6 Zhongli, and I still don't have Chi-Chi. What is this? Hello? Mihoyi? Yihomi? Bruh, where my zombie girl at? But in all seriousness, if I had to have as a reward, I think a lot of people would be happy at like 160 free pulls. But ideally, what I would have done personally would be giving every player a 5-star weapon and a 5-star unit selector from the standard banner. And I would make this permanent. So that way, any new player who joins Genshin Impact can pick one of the 5 standard banner characters and one of the standard banner weapons to start off with in the game. There are many players who quit early because they didn't have a character they really resonated with, and I think a 5-star selector would go a long way in alleviating that. The 5 characters within that banner may not be exactly what that player wants, but it's a bit closer to getting no 5 stars at all. And by letting them choose, this gives the player the ability to choose their starter per se, to choose how they want to play the early game of Genshin Impact. And I'm sure for the veteran players, getting a 5-star of their choice for both weapons and units is always a plus for them. They're not going to complain about an extra constellation or even an extra weapon. I do feel bad for Mihoyo a little bit because they have worked really hard to make Genshin Impact an awesome game. However, if you were to compare Honkai Impact 3rd, a game also ran by Mihoyo but a different team, their anniversary rewards are way, way better and seems way more thought out. Now I will say though that I fear that this is a symptom of a bigger problem that's going to be taking over Genshin Impact in the future, and that is the lack of incentive or the lack of design to cater to the new player experience. What I mean by this is you can see clear as day in the giveaway for Aloy, which is a character meant to, you know, help cross-promote Genshin Impact with PlayStation. That character requires an item that you can only get in Inazuma. For many new players who are just playing Genshin Impact from the beginning with Aloy, they can't get this item. Every other new character that comes out are like this. They need materials from Inazuma to level up that a new player cannot get until they get to Inazuma. Sure, yeah, definitely. Tell them to play 25 to 30 hours of the game without leveling up their favorite characters. Great, go for it. I get it. To most players who already are invested in the game, that's not going to be a big deal. But as somebody who's new and playing the game, that is going to be a big deal. And I'm mentioning this because I think if the Mihoyo Genshin team does not start paying attention to the new player experience, it's going to become harder and harder to bring more people into the game and help them enjoy. Maybe another way that they can do this is with a guild or a clan system, but I want to go more into that in a different video. So let me know if you'd be interested in hearing what I think about a clan system. Otherwise, what are your thoughts? Now that the anniversary has taken its course, what do you think Mihoyo should do differently? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, have a good one.